We are back on the Morning Brew, and I'm finally not the only one on skates. You've got some on over there.
Yes,
I
sir.
love this. And how long did it take you to learn how to skate? Because I've had about 18 minutes of practice here falling.
Oh, you're good.
Okay.
Yeah. No, it took me about a year to get to where I'm at right now.
Okay. So. And is he good?
Yes, he is.
Yeah,
okay.
he's good.
Excellent. Awesome. So you guys are this is Carson Stratford, the director of Albuquerque Roller Derby, and Sonia Doing, the author of Pain.
That's right.
I love it. I'm a member of the Albuquerque Roller Derby, and the Roller Derby's been around for a minute in Albuquerque, and then it kind of, we were talking a second ago, how it kind of fell under the radar, and you guys are trying to bring it back. I love this.
Right.
So how do you even do that in a city like Albuquerque? How do you bring the Roller Derby back? How do you find team members, too?
Well, we're doing a lot of recruiting.
Right now?
Yeah.
So anybody who can put on skates?
Yeah, you should totally join.
I'm in.
We are a co-ed team, as you can see,
Right.
so you're welcome to join. Anybody who wants to try roller derby is welcome to give it a shot.
Very cool. And is this a lot like, for those that haven't seen it, is this like the 70s roller derby that used to be on TV where you have the people blocking and checking and throwing people off the bank track and things?
Well, yes and no. It's very physical. It's full contact. And so there
Thus the knee pads, and
Yeah.
you guys had elbow pads back there and the helmets and everything
yeah,
else.
mouth guards, all of that. But back then there was a lot more of a show involved. Like you said, throwing people over the railing and things like that.
Right.
Now it's a lot more strategy involved.
Oh, okay.
And so where it is still physical as far as the speed and the contact, there's a lot more strategy involved.
Cool. And so how does the game work?
So basically,
It's not just people. It's not a race, is it?
Right. You have two teams. Each team has a jammer, and the jammer is kind of like the football. You know, you have to get past the other team to make points. So basically, the jammer has to be fast and has to get through people.
So if you go through people, you basically score a touchdown if you get through the pack, right?
Right,
That's
exactly.
a good way to think of it, I guess.
Yes.
And then you have blockers, and you're kind of a bigger dude. I'm guessing you're a blocker.
What would make you think that? No, yes,
You're
yes.
broad
I
shoulders.
do, I do block, yeah.
Yeah.
So.
And so you're trying to keep a jammer out.
Yeah, trying to keep a jammer back.
Back.
Yeah, because basically the way we've been taught is every time each blocker is potentially a point to be scored. And you don't want to be the point that gets scored.
Right.
So every time you stay in front of the jammer, you refrain from being the point. So that is basically a blocker's main goal, is to not let the jammer pass. Otherwise, you become that point, and then you get laughed at and picked on. So
Okay. Excellent. So how do you hold someone back on skates while you're skating around a track? Like you can't just like grab them and pull them, because you're on skates, or can you?
No, you can't. The two words that got hammered into my head when I was learning to skate and learning how to block was get low. The more you bend your knees, the more you hunker down, the harder it is to fall. And so therefore, the easier it is to block.
So how long have you guys been playing?
Well, I just became an official member because I just passed all the skills. So
You can't just like show up and skate. You've actually got to go through like
Correct.
classes and.
Correct. So I've been working at it for a year. So my first game will be this Saturday.
Excellent. Yeah. Where is the first game, by the way?
Well, we're going to be actually in Amarillo.
Yep, in
Amarillo.
Amarillo.
Yeah.
Traveling team.
Yes.
Very cool.
Yeah, most of our games are played out of town within 3 to 5 hours driving distance. And we try and get games in every 2 weeks to a month. So we go to Amarillo, Alamogordo, Las Cruces. I just got back from Ada, Oklahoma.
Is there a team in Ada, Oklahoma?
There is.
Are they good?
No.
Who is the best team that you get to play around?
Albuquerque roller derby.
Oh, you mean besides us, of course.
Right, but do you get to play? Who's the best team that
Well, the best team in the state is Las Cruces.
And do they have a good venue too there?
They don't. There are no venues in the state.
How do
It's
we
something
get
that
one?
all the leagues struggle with.
I know that there's another roller derby league in town, and they were playing at a bar. They tried a spot in Rio Rancho. They were struggling to find a home, I know, for quite a while. How do you even go about finding it? Because I'm imagining it's got to be a large room, a space where you can have an audience and also be able to skate and have the whole 9 yards, right?
Yeah, well, and the track has very specific measurements, and you can't fake it at all. You can't shrink it or anything. So you have to find a very specific building. It can't have columns, and it has to be huge.
Right.
And so we're looking. In fact, on the way here, we drove past the building that we're going to go look at after this.
So how did you start the league? This one, anyway.
Well, this one actually sort of split off from the other one, and that was in January. So we are pretty new in comparison. I've been playing for 10 years, and so I know sort of the groundwork as far as setting up the business and training and coaching new players to get them ready to play on the team. But it was just sort of two groups that saw roller derby in two very different ways. So we just decided to have two teams instead of one.
Perfect. Is there a chance that we might see some interleague stuff later?
I think it's a possibility in the future.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Well, I want to learn how to skate. You said you would teach me how to block. here.
Absolutely.
I am all about this. We got some photos here of what it looks like as people play. And let's see here. See if I can get on these skates. This is what the teams and the actual games look like.
Absolutely, yeah.
All right. So how do we do this here?
Okay, so one of the first things we need to teach you, safety first.
Okay.
Is how
I
to-
usually say safety third.
Safety third. Okay, well, depends on how many beers you've had.
Then it's safety second.
Okay, absolutely. Okay, so one of the first things and by the way, this is Jordan.
Thank you for being my skate coach.
AKA the Red Wench.
Excellent.
So-
can you give me a good roller derby name right now?
Yeah, Dirty Dan.
Done.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, so one of the most important things is learning how to fall properly when you can.
Okay.
Obviously, you're not going to be able to do this every single time. But
Yeah.
the most basic thing you could do is just drop to a knee.
Yeah, I've got
So
the knee
let's see.
pads. I've got the knee pads.
And you've got good knee pads too.
Yeah, these are nice.
So they're kind of like falling on small couches.
Right.
So it makes you a little less.
You're not worried about falling actually
Yeah,
with these.
exactly.
Yeah.
So whenever you want to fall, if you can, always try and go for that knee.
Okay.
And so, like I said before, the best thing to do in blocking is getting low. So you want to spread out your feet a little bit,
Okay.
and then just kind of bend your knees.
I'm rolling forward here.
Okay.
Are you a blocker? Are you a jammer? Are you a?
I do whatever they need me to do.
Excellent.
Every time.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So yeah, and you can use your toe stops, especially when you're
Okay.
on the line at the beginning of a jam and we're all waiting. So
Yeah.
it helps, if you just kind of get down low. This is what I do. I always kind of put that arm down like that, so I'm ready to use the shoulder.
Just lean into somebody.
Absolutely, just
Okay.
like that. So, with that being said, you've got legal zones and illegal zones to hit.
Okay.
So
You
basically,
can't just like smack somebody in the head.
no, you actually can't use your arms.
Oh.
If it comes out like that, that's a penalty.
No, really?
Yeah.
Like a foul.
Yeah. And
Okay.
you go spend the time in the penalty box.
Do it like Augie.
Exactly.
I love this
Exactly.
already.
So, legal hitting zones are basically anything from the shoulders down in the front.
Okay.
And in the back, basically from the shoulder blades out.
Okay.
So if I got you in the middle of the back,
Yeah.
it's penalty.
Okay.
So we always want to try and hit the side or the front.
Okay.
Okay? So when you want to
if
get
I'm
low,
like this,
and they blow the whistle, we just come together just like that. Exactly. And here's the great thing: the lower you get, the more leverage you have.
Oh yeah, you're totally pushing me all over the place.
So,
This is awesome.
and then you've got the sandwich. So if you were the jammer and we were the blockers,
I'm
just
trying to
hit-
get through. You okay?
I'm fine.
Oh, she's fine.
She's got all the pads. Yeah. Oh man.
Fall at least once.
Yeah. So
I
there you
love
go.
it. I love it. And so, how do you? So, I'm trying to imagine being the jammer trying to get through a pack of people like that. How do you even do that?
Well, for us on the blocker end, you're not supposed to. But maybe as a jammer, you can tell a little bit of your strategy.
Basically, I just push. I just push
Just-
up against
just push
those.
guys.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, not with my hands. I'll come in between you guys. And I'll get up between you guys and just push.
So we go like that.
Like that, yeah, exactly.
Just trying to keep her away. I love
Right.
this. So when the next game is in, I already forgot where it was.
Amarillo, this coming
Amarillo.
Saturday.
So you guys have a strategy. Have you played the team before? Do you know what to expect when you get to Amarillo?
A little bit. We're basically going to go with our kind of core concept of skate fast and turn left.
Okay, because
That's
that's
what we-
basically
Pretty much.
it's all the tracks are counterclockwise.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. And the great thing with roller derby is A lot of times, it's just a lot of thinking on the fly. You know, there's many times that we've had a set strategy, and it's gone out the window within the first 30 seconds of a game.
Yeah.
So you're always ready. You need to be ready to always just change it up at a moment's notice.
Excellent.
So we have our core concepts. We have, you know, what we do well together, what we do well together, what they do well together, and then we go from there.
All right. So how does this work? Ready
Just
for
like
me?
that. Yep.
Okay. Let's go.
And go.